Hello fellow gardeners, welcome back to Stepwise Gardening. This is a place where I give you the best tips and tricks to help you start your garden or even improve the one you already have. We are going to talk about the top 5 crops that you can start in June. First thing first, June is that time of the year when it's best for you to start your garden or make adjustment to it in terms of planting new seeds or transplant. June is that time of the year when the soils have warmed up and there's very little risk of frost. Hence, it's very important that you start your crops at this particular time of the year. So let's dive right in. And first of all, we have tomatoes. This is a sun-loving crops that thrives well in warm climates. You can start your seeds in the nursery and then transplant them later, which will take time. This means you should start your seed in the nursery 1 month prior to transplanting, or you can purchase already established seedlings from a certified nursery, making sure you are given the right variety that you need, and in terms of productivity, tolerance to pests and diseases, it is well adapted to your area and your specific needs. The most significant factor to consider in tomatoes is managing pests and diseases, which can cause serious economic damage upon when they reach the threshold. Tomatoes can be harvested for a long period of time, provided you provide the right feeding program for them. They will produce for even 2 years. Other important things that you need to notice in tomatoes is pruning. You have to prune so that you don't overburden the crop. So this is important in obtaining the right quality of produce, and at the same time not wearing the crop out because it has produced too many fruits such that it ages faster and you lose the crop in the process. You can also intercrop beans with other crops like maize, squashes and such. The other very significant crop for June is beans, be it pole beans or bush beans. These are very productive crops if done right, so you should make sure that you plant them adhering to the correct spacing and the right feeding program. The most important attribute of beans is it tends to fix nitrogen in the soil. This is very significant, and intercropping it with other crops means you will have the benefit of providing nitrogen to the other crops cropped together. Provide trellis for pole beans so that they can get the necessary support, and within no time you'll have your sumptuous beans. Peppers are a versatile and colorful addition to any garden, and June is a great time to get them started. Choose from sweet bell peppers to juicy varieties to hot peppers or even black peppers depending on your taste preference. Transplant seedlings in your garden, ensuring they have enough space and sunlight. With proper care, you'll be enjoying a bountiful harvest of peppers throughout the summer. This is worth trying. Corn is a classic summer crop, and planting it in June ensures a delicious harvest later in the season. Sow seeds directly in the garden following the recommended spacing and planting depth. Corn is wind pollinated, so plant it in blocks or rows for better pollination. Zucchini is a summer garden staple, and May is the perfect time to plant it. Sow seeds directly in the soil, adhering to the correct spacing, as they grow very big and therefore they need their space to conquer. With proper care, you will be harvesting tender. Of all these 5 crops, it's important to adhere to certain management practices like the spacing, the planting depth, and planting depth is normally affected by the size of the seeds. Therefore, it is important to dig the size of your hole depending on the size of the seed. For example, corn is a big seed, therefore you need a bigger hole if you compare to if you are planting, let's say, sorghum, which is a smaller seed. Also, these crops differ in terms of water requirements, and it's therefore important that you adhere to an irrigation regime that befits this particular crop. And then we have pests and diseases, which are an hindrance to most of these crops, especially the peppers and the tomatoes. It is therefore very vital that you take a preventive measure rather than a curative measure. It is said that it's easy to prevent than to cure. And there you have it, folks. These are our top 5 crops for June, and I invite you to like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you on the next one.